mention here is the living will, and I have / life prolonging procedures declaration. These are two separate documents. In fact, they're polar opposites in terms of what they're trying to say. But the living will is probably one that people have heard of the most, and this is when a person, for the living will to serve as a document to lead a caregiver in making decisions, three things have to be in place. The person has to have a terminal illness where, and there is no expectation that the illness will be cured, that death is expected in a short period of time, and they don't say what that short period of time is. It could be 3 days, it could be 6 months, it could be 3 years. Or that any life-prolonging procedures would only prolong the dying process and would not be a cure. So the person who is signing that is saying that if these things are in place, that I want only things that will make me comfortable rather than prolong my life. Since 1994 in the state of Indiana, a person has a right to address whether they would want artificial feeding, a feeding tube, or that type of thing, if they want it, don't want it, or if they want to wait and let a decision be made at a later time. Life prolonging procedures declaration is, like I said, the opposite. They're saying if all those conditions are met, I want everything done. Yes, I want to be on a ventilator. Yes, I want various things to be done to prolong my life. These are documents that I think are good just to start having discussions with a person who is elderly. If they live out in another state, you probably need to look at what those are in that particular state. And I think, like again, your social worker at the hospital or area agency on aging can probably help you with that. And it's the next two I think are very important, that the appointment of a healthcare representative and a durable power of attorney. That's basically saying if I can't make decisions, regardless of my health condition can be perfect, but if suddenly I can't make decisions, I go home and have a car accident, I can't make decisions, I'm not in a terminal state, but I need someone to temporarily make decisions for me, I'm going to appoint this identified person to do that. This is important because in the state of Indiana, number one, if there's an emergency occurring, you present to the emergency department, you need emergency surgery or whatever. There's no document. They're not going to say, well, let's wait, we're not going to do it until we find the documents. They're going to go ahead and perform the emergency, and then they'll worry about the permission and the consents later. But so if someone has emergency surgery and they're still in the hospital, but they have other kinds of interventions, other kinds of tests that need to be done that requires an informed consent. So the person's on a ventilator, they're unconscious, they can't make decisions. They do look to the next of kin to make those decisions, or someone identified here either through a power of attorney or through a healthcare representative. People say, well, I'm the spouse, so they'll just be me. Well, in the state of Indiana, if there's no one around and no one identified in a document, then they look to the spouse, the adult child, the adult sibling, or the parent to make those decisions. And so if those people are all available, that's great. If they all are agreeing, that's great too. But if they don't agree, then you have a problem. And that's when, if they were not agreeing, then it could go as far as having to get a guardianship, one of the people having to get a guardianship. So the appointment of a healthcare representative does give the person permission to make some healthcare decisions. The durable power of attorney goes further. There are many kinds of, getting into bank accounts and other kinds of financial responsibilities. But embedded, usually in that durable POA, is the ability to place someone in a healthcare facility and to make healthcare decisions. So, Jay, do you have anything you want to add about those types of things?
The only thing I might also add there would be, it wouldn't be uncommon to have a HIPAA authorization apart from either the appointment of healthcare representative or a durable power of attorney, particularly in a spousal situation, for convenience sake mostly.
Yeah. Certainly at the hospital we're much more careful about releasing information. I think we've kind of all calmed down and been a little more realistic about it since it came out. But certainly if there's a document like this, then we're going to feel very comfortable about being able to release the information. But if the individual is not able to give that permission, we do have to look to some other ways to get that permission. Any questions about advanced directives?